Well, you look outside, and this is a day that the Lord has made. So let us rejoice and be glad in it. Father in heaven, we thank you for this gathering this morning where we have the leaders of our counties and municipalities come together and even to support outside our county, Father. And we just thank you for each of them and ask our blessings on them. We lift them up. Ask that you, again, bless them and bless the families. Watch over our families wherever they are today. Father, we just pause now to give you all the glory, to give you thanks for all that you do for us, for you should be involved in our daily lives, and you certainly are involved in mine. Bless this food, that it might nourish our bodies. Yes. We might use our bodies for thy service, and keep us ever mindful of those in need. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
University of South Carolina with a business administration degree in 1984. Graduated from the University of South Carolina Law School with a law degree in 1987. Practiced law with his father and later also with his younger sister. Elected mayor of Ridgeland in 1988 at 25 years old. Served as mayor of Ridgeland until he took office as probate judge of Jasper County in 1999. Served as a probate judge until he retired in 2011, so he decided to go back and elected mayor of Ridgeland in 2011 and has served as mayor since then. He is currently in his 37th year in political office in Jasper County and his 24th year as mayor. Please welcome Mayor Joey Malfris from the town of Ridgeland.
Judge, for those kind words. On behalf of Mayor Williams and Chairman Charles, on behalf of the Town Council, Mayor Pro Tem Tommy Rhodes, Councilman Josephine Boyles, Bill Fishburne, and Libby Malfris, I want to talk to you this morning about two votes we've had on the Town Council. But first, I want to give you a little background information. First, let me mention, this, of course, is the former Jasper's Porch Restaurant. We purchased it several years ago and redid it, obviously. Altogether here in town, we've got about 30 acres in the heart of Ridgeland protected from development. We've, over the last several decades, we've put together a little bit here, a little bit there, bought some, this building, and then had some other parcels given to us, but we've got approximately 30 acres here in town protected from development. Also, in terms of protected from development, private property owners own more than 10,000 acres inside the town limits of Ridgeland, subject to conservation easements, and so protected from developments. That's more than 10,000 acres owned by private property owners, protected from development through conservation easements. Again, more than 10,000 acres inside the town limits of Ridgeland. And so, to give you a little bit of background information on the two votes we've had recently, some of the challenges faced. We're obviously a relatively small town, and have a limited tax base. And obviously, to me, the benefits, of course, of living in a small town outweigh the disadvantages. That's why I've been here all my life and never left. Born and raised here and never left. But in terms of the limited tax base, it presents some challenges for us, and I want to mention just a few briefly. In terms of public safety, we have continued difficulty attracting and keeping public safety staff. So often, police officers and firefighters can go a little ways, drive a little ways to south and to our east, and make more money. And obviously, you can obviously understand them doing that. So I don't recall a situation be as pronounced back in 1988, back in that time when I was mayor back then. And so that's of course, with public safety also, we can always use, better equipment, more police on the street, but just let me, in the interest of time, let me just call that public safety, the issues, the challenges we face with public safety. And I especially want to mention the salary issues, because that's an especial challenge for us now. Also, in terms of our limited tax base, our recreational facilities are a challenge for us. Turpin Park, when I came back in 2012, Turpin Park was in, for lack of a better way to describe it, awful conditions. The tennis courts were unusable. The playground equipment was unsafe. I remember we installed that playground equipment in the early, mid-90s. A guy named John McDonald, nice guy, was our administrator back then. But of course, that playground equipment had reached the end of its useful life. And so that was a priority for us on the town council back then in 2012. And so we put in the treehouse there back along Logan Street. We put the playground there, fenced-in playground around the treehouse. We completely redid the tennis courts and made other improvements there at Turpin Park. It's completely so much better, obviously, now than it was then. But in terms of recreational facilities, I hope, Reginald, one day, and Mayor Williams, I hope you don't mind, I'm going to mention a couple of, say a few things about the great, and I've done this on several occasions, y'all's great recreational facilities. So I'm going to mention y'all that I hope Richmond can have one day. But let me tell you a little bit about Hardeeville's recreational facilities. The Richard Gray Sports Complex, that's a football field with artificial turf. As you go, it's behind Hardeeville City Hall. On the left-hand side, it includes, and certainly we don't have time for me to mention everything, but there's a football field with artificial turf there. I saw y'all named that for City Councilman Spizo, and I was glad to see that. On the right-hand side, as you go in back there, there's a covered basketball courts, and the workmanship to me just really stands out on what a quality structure that is. When I say covered, it's a roof over the basketball courts. Always young people playing basketball there. There's baseball fields and softball fields that colleges come and play on. They're so nice. That's it. And there are many other things back there too at the Richard Gray Sports Complex. But I salute you guys. I congratulate you guys. That's an excellent facility. I've mentioned it. There's a walking trail back there in the back by a lake and other things too, dog park. But it's a great facility. But also, y'all also have, and I congratulate you guys on this, y'all's fitness center on John Smith Road. I was there at the ribbon cutting for it 2 or 3 years or so ago approximately. For those of you who are unaware, that's a 35,000 square foot facility. It has state-of-the-art weight machines, and I do mean state-of-the-art. Those things were really nice. It's got an indoor walking track, NCAA regulation basketball court, volleyball, racquetball, pickleball courts, meeting spaces. Again, that's a 35,000 square foot facility, and I congratulate you guys on that. It's an excellent facility. And lastly, this was in the newspaper, and the last thing I'll mention about Hardeeville, I promise I'm getting back to original. A YMCA is also planned. The Hardeeville City Council recently approved the master plan for the James Fisher Memorial YMCA. That's going to be on approximately 20 acres. When it's completed, it'll have a 35,000 square foot building and an 18,000 square foot building, a fitness center, indoor 6-lane pool, water park, child care center, nature trail, and sports fields. And again, I congratulate you guys on the excellent recreational facilities you guys have done there. And also, lastly, in terms of a limited tax base, let me mention our property tax in Richmond are still relatively low, and that's good news. But these last several years, we've had to raise our millage rate, and that's obviously something no one wants to do. It's a last resort with no other options, fully recognizing the hardship that creates. But so in the last few years, as I recall, we've had to raise our municipal property tax millage rates. Still relatively low, and that's the most important thing, but we've had to raise our millage rates recently. And also, there are limits on the amount that a municipality in South Carolina can raise their municipal property tax rates. And to my recollection, as I recall, we've been raising our municipal property tax rates, the maximum amount recently allowed by law. And obviously that's something that wants to change. Our taxes are still relatively low, but that's going in the wrong direction. Obviously we want to look for ways to address those issues. So that's the 3 issues, in my opinion, that having a limited tax base prevents challenges for us. Public safety, better recreational facilities, and the fact that we've been raising our millage rate recently, and obviously no one wants to do that. So in terms of the 2 votes, about a year and a half ago, give or take, the owners of the property on the Bowling Hall Road area, contiguous to the town limits, it joins the town limits, joins property we're already providing municipal services to. They filed documents asking us to annex their property, and all 5 of us on the town council at that time, approximately a year and a half ago, we voted to, in effect, authorize our staff to get more information on that, about possible annexation. There's been no vote to actually annex that property. I don't know if there ever will be a vote. To my knowledge, none's currently scheduled that I'm aware of in terms of the town council. That's been, in terms of the town council votes, that's been our only vote on that Bowling Hall Road area property, is to, and we voted, all 5 of us then, voted to, in effect, authorize our staff to get more information. And in terms of the second vote, a few weeks or so ago, approximately a couple of months, owners of property on the Snake Road, which is contiguous to the town limits, joins property already in the town limits that we're providing municipal services to. They filed documents asking us to annex their property. And there was an election in November. 2 new members joined us. It's a slightly different council now. 2 great individuals. I've known both of them for years in varying numbers. Fortunate to have both of them on the town council, and Joey serving with both of them, and Joey spending time with both of them at town events, outside town events, at any time. But so this time, with the most recent vote for the Snake Road area property, this time 4 out of 5 of us on the town council voted to, in effect, authorize our staff to get more information. And so that's pretty much where we're at with that one in terms of the town council. There's been no vote to annex that property. There's none currently scheduled to my knowledge. And let me quickly add on either one, I don't know if there ever will be a vote in terms of how I'll vote. If there ever is a vote to actually annex either of those properties, I don't know whether how I'll vote. But so I've gotten a lot of, speaking of myself, I've gotten emails, letters, and phone calls. Phone calls usually went to my answering machine for one reason or another. But so paraphrasing, people have said something like, so often, I moved here a few years ago. I live out here in XYZ subdivision in Jasper County or Beaufort County, and I don't want to see anything else get built in my area. And so often I'm thinking, well, I can really appreciate how you feel because I've been here all my life. I was born and raised here. I never left here. And I remember when your subdivision didn't exist. There was nothing out there but the beauty of nature. Just the beauty of nature, like Almighty God created it. And there was, no houses, no streets. No houses, no streets, no cars, no docks. I would have preferred to stay like that myself, just the beauty of nature. I wish it could have stayed rural, so here we are. So to our, last thing let me say about it, to our friends critical of those of us on the town council looking for solutions to the issues caused by a relatively low tax base, or limited tax base, hopefully you'll work with us and give us your recommendations, your suggestions and proposals for how we get the revenue to deal with those issues. And so let me finish now. Mayor Harry Williams, let me thank you for your many, many years of service to the people of Hardeeville and Jasper County. Your contributions will benefit this region of the country for many, many generations to come. I've mentioned just a few of them this morning. I hope you didn't mind. I don't know what your future plans are, but I wish you all the best. You've extended several courtesies to me over the years, and I greatly appreciate it. If I can ever do anything for you, regardless of where you are or I am, don't hesitate to contact me. And lastly, on a personal note, this is my 37th year in political office in Jasper County and my 24th year as mayor of Ridgeland. And to the voters of Ridgeland and Jasper County, thank you for entrusting me with the privilege of serving in political office all these many years. And thank you all for being here this morning, and may God bless each and every one of you.
Thank you, Mayor. I remember when there was nothing on my road, too. Our next speaker was born in Philadelphia, graduated from Rutgers University with a BA in economics in 1971. 42-year veteran of the footwear industry, is currently retired, married to Miss Beth for 40 years, has a daughter, Lauren, and a son, Jared. Lived in Mahwah, New Jersey from 1993 until 2015. While in New Jersey, he served 5 years as city councilman, served 1 year as council president, and 2 years as council vice president. Served 3 years on the planning board, 8 years as chair of the Volunteer Recreation Committee, 3 years as president of the Mahwah Raiders Youth Soccer Club, 10 years as a youth sport coach, and on September 22nd, 2015, he was elected as one of the city council members for the city of Hardeeville in a special election. On May 10th, 2016, he was elected mayor for the city of Hardeeville. He was the chairman of the Southern Low Country Advisory Board from August 2017 until 2022 and is currently a member. Please welcome Mayor Harry Williams.
Good morning. I think you've already met our new marketing manager for the city of Hardeeville, Mayor Joey. I don't have anything left to say. Good morning. Now imagine living in a cave or a grass hut. Our ancestors did. Then the world changed. Imagine riding a horse to work. Our ancestors did. The world changed again. Imagine no cell phones. Oh my God, how would we function? The world really changed then. And now, AI. The world will change yet again. Change.
Jack Welch once said, "Change before you have to." How true that is. Championship leaders understand that in order to remain relevant and competitive, they must foster a culture that embraces change. When you think about the brands that have been around for 100+ years, how they looked in the beginning is much different than how they look now. They changed. The brands they once competed with no longer exist. Why? They didn't change. Grace Hopper once said, "The most dangerous phrase in language is, 'We've always done it this way.'" Remind your team that every change you make is an effort to get better. You don't change for the sake of changing. Like Jim Rohn said, "Life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change." At the core behind every big change is a why, and that why is to get better.
Over 8 years ago, Hardeeville threw out the phrase, "We've always done it this way," and the city started to change. Throughout our 58 square miles, you can see the manifestations of change since 2016. At Richard Gray Recreation Center, as Mayor said, we have an artificial turf field, a new playground, a new dog park, and covered basketball courts, and most recently, a walking trail around the ball fields. The new library, the Chamber Visitor Center, new Christmas decorations, and new festivals have enlivened downtown. The new fire stations and fire trucks, new public works building, renovations to police headquarters, the municipal court, and city hall, offices for Bluffton Self-Help and Low Country Legal Volunteers, and membership in the Don Ryan Center. All of these have enhanced our city services. And of course, our beautiful rec center, across from a thriving Royal Live Oaks Academy, have brought new faces to John Smith Road. Old Hardeeville certainly has changed. New homes and apartments continue to change the landscape of our city. Population has risen from roughly 4,000 in 2015 to 2023's year-end estimate of 13,500. Since 2017, new developments have begun at Margaritaville, Sun City, East Argent, West Argent, Millstone Landing, the Cottages, and Royal Oaks. And with another 15,000 single-family home units already planned and approved, our population will surely rise to 30,000 by 2030. New Hardyville is growing fast. New warehouses are changing our southern borders. Riverport, Sherwood, and the Monroe Tract are being built every day. To add safety for nearby residents and businesses, the city and county joined together to erect a new communications tower. The city has sold out all 165 acres of the Hardyville Commerce Park and paved a new road to this new industry. New commerce continues to join our industrial complex. Verizon, 2 Starbucks, Taco Bell, Salinas Western World, Pet Paradise, Citadel Storage, Buford Memorial Hospital, Tidewatch Emergency, Ochsner 65 Plus Clinic, Savannah Lakes RV Park, Okeechobee Pines and Canterfield Independent Living, Hampton and Fairfield Inns, all are new in the past several years. And will please, someone tell Pet Paradise they are in Hardyville, not Hilton Head, not Okeechobee, and not near Bluffton. Job opportunities are multiplying. Volunteerism has escalated. Fill the Bus and Santa's Toy Box have brought together hundreds of thousands of school supplies and toys to Jasper County families over the past 8 years. Margaritaville and Mr. P.J. Nappy of Sun City have joined together with our police, fire, and public works teams. And Miss Green, Lynn Boyles, and her Keep Jasper Beautiful program to pick up tons of litter on Earth Day and throughout the year. People's attitudes are changing. Change has also brought new revenue. A-tax and H-tax revenues have doubled. Business license fees have tripled. Taxable value has quadrupled. And building permitting fees have octupled. All these factors have allowed the city to lower millage from 136 in 2015 to 97 in 2023 and fulfill the promise that economic development will lead to lower taxes. Hardyville has increased staff more than 100% to deliver these better services, particularly in public safety. Police and fire have increased by over 120% since 2015. AED machines have been added to first responder vehicles. Our firefighters have all become EMTs, and we are now upgrading them to paramedics. And on November 29, 2023, our first ambulance went online and has already answered over 170 calls. We have changed how we manage our finances. Old Hardyville and New Hardyville are becoming one Hardyville, thanks to new ways of bringing our community together. Trunk or treat, but the new oldsters together with the old youngsters. The mayor's senior lunch joined the new old residents and the old residents. 4th on Main, Festival on Main, Holidays, and Battle of the Badges are all new events for old and new and young and old to commingle and have some fun. And speaking of young and old, the Hardyville Youth Council has shown that this generation of young high school students will make South Carolina strong. Over the past 8 years, they have tackled issues such as littering, distracted driving, bullying, hunger, animal rescue, vaccinations, young single moms, and this year personal hygiene. They have made Hardyville proud. We are changing our perspectives. Change and innovative thinking have given new hope in the Public Works building. Certifications in welding, forklift driving, warehouse safety, and CDL licensing have given new opportunities to over 150 graduates, tuition-free. Change in attitude has brought Hardeeville to inclusion in Soloco, LATS, regular mayor's meetings, and the Hilton Head State of the Region luncheon. Hardeeville now has a seat at the regional table and often at its head. We are changing people's perceptions. These changes are just the start of many more to come. This time next year, I-95 will begin widening. A new Exit 3 will bring new commerce. And about 4 years from now, Exit 8 will be reconfigured. And that whole area will be busy as a beaver, so to speak. 10 years from now, East Argent will have 9,500 homes. Margaritaville will have 6,000 homes. West Argent will extend out to our northern border, and the Morgan Tract will be under construction. Margaritaville will have the commercial center start. Well, maybe. And there will be rumors still about Costco looking for a site near Bluffton. Riverport and Sherwood will have millions of square feet of warehouses, and there will be thousands of new jobs for our young people to aspire to. And Dr. Anderson will be leading a critically acclaimed Jasper County School District. The future will be built on the foundations laid down since 2016. Allow me to introduce some of our staff who embraced the culture of change and creative thinking. I know some of them are already being introduced, but I'd like to introduce our council again, Mayor Pro Tem Bo White, our former Mayor Pro Tem, Judge John Carroll, Mrs. Valerie Guzman, and Mr. Steve Mearsman is our council. Also with us here today is our city manager, Mr. Michael Zimbor, and his deputy, Mr. Matt Davis. We have our clerk, our new clerk, Robin Connor Payne. We have Deputy Chief Joey Rouse back there. Our Parks Director, Miss Jennifer Combs. Jen, you've already met our Judge Nancy Gutierrez a couple of times. Our Planning Director, Brana Snowden. Our very good Capital Projects Manager, Jody McMahon. Our HR Director, Ms. Pam Griffin. Pam. Chief Camp of the Fire Department, Steve. Chief Sam Woodward. And shoot anybody who throws tomatoes at me, okay? Our Finance Director, John Boyle. Our Public Works Director, John Brown. Our Director of Administrative Services, Neil Parsons, somewhere there. Hi, Neil. And we have our building inspection team led by Ms. Sandy Oliver. She's and then a special thanks. You know, you can see what a wonderful job, and they over the years they've worked to put these together. Our media team, led by Mr. James Kimbrell. Mr. Juan Singleton, we have Elizabeth Hondarge over there, and Miss Jessica Batista. Thank you so much for putting this together, and I just want to give a special shout out to Jess. She's been working with the kids at the Youth Council putting a video together, and she does a wonderful job with the kids, and thank you. This is my 8th and final State of the City address. I'd like to thank the Chamber for allowing me this opportunity to brag about Hardeeville every year. I'd like to thank Ridgeland and Jasper County for accepting me into your homeland. I'd like to thank all the staff who put up with this sometimes crazy guy with the weird accent. I'd like to thank all the council members who made me part of their team. And I particularly want to thank Judge John Carroll, who has served every day that I've been mayor with honor. Thank you, John. I'd like to thank also all the previous mayors and councils who gave us a solid community foundation on which to build, including my departed friends, Mayor Thornton Butler, Councilman Sal Arzillo, Councilman David Spizo, and most recently, Councilman Mike Sweeney. I'd like to thank my wife, Beth. This didn't happen in practice. The 2024 recipient of the Heartbeat of Hardeeville Award winner, who brought new levels of giving to Jasper County families, and who has graciously postponed our retirement for the past 8 years. I'd like to thank Mr. Michael J. Zimbor, who played Captain Kirk to my Mr. Spock, and together we navigated these amazing changes, and who I wish success and happiness in whatever he chooses as his next great adventure. Please acknowledge Mike in his service. And I especially want to thank the people of Hardeeville who gave me their love. And for the final time, this is the Starship Hardeeville. Live long and prosper. Now beam me up, Scotty.
Our next speaker is a manager from the South Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance Agency of Jasper and Beaufort County, chairman of the Jasper County Council, president of the Jasper County Chamber of Commerce, chairman of the Southern Carolina Alliance, a volunteer of Keep Jasper Beautiful, chairman of the Coastal Carolina Hospital Board Directors from 2016 until 2022, Savannah River Commission Board member representing Jasper County, created by state legislature, founding member of the Greater Bluffton Chamber of Commerce, graduate of the Georgia Southern University in Marketing in 1994, in 1995, graduate of the Lynn University in Boca Raton, Florida. 2014, graduate of the South Carolina Department of Commerce Economic Institute. Is married to Anissa Schaefer of Hampton. Has 3 children, Macy Ann, Emma, and Martin Sauls V. Please welcome Chairman Marty Sauls.
Thank you, Judge Nancy. It's a pleasure to be here, and as always, it's a beautiful day in Jasper County in the South Carolina Lowcountry. And I can't think of a better time of year than early spring when the azaleas are blooming, the turkeys are gobbling, the fish are biting, the golf courses are turning green, and everything's coming to life. So I think I just talked the entire room out of showing up for work. Speaking of coming to life, our county as well as our region continues to maintain a robust economy and a strong economic development outlook in spite of challenges such as inflation and recovering supply chains, which has not stopped our efforts to attract capital investment, create high-paying jobs and career opportunities right here in Jasper County. In fact, our county has experienced banner years since 2020. I believe this success is due in part to the momentum we built with our partners and allies in the years prior to the pandemic through good economic development. Many of you have seen the momentum with recent announcements such as Home Depot and Builders First Source, both Fortune 500 companies. Also Hardy Greens, Riverport, North Signal Capital, and EGF Capital, just to name a few. Just this week, our council approved 2 manufacturing distribution projects investing approximately $113 million in capital investment and creating 250 jobs right here in Jasper County. Kicking off 2024, we are currently working 24 active projects what we anticipate being a banner year of 2024, and it should be an exciting one indeed. Did you know, as a 7-county region represented by the Southern Carolina Regional Economic Alliance, that over $1.5 billion in capital investment and nearly 5,800 jobs were announced since 2020, and Jasper County accounts for over 30% of these figures? That's impressive. North Point Development, the South Atlantic Logistics Terminal, or commonly referred to as SALT, occupies 514 acres of the Sherwood Tract with over 6 million square feet of industrial space and the creation of over 550 jobs. This venture is the culmination of our partnership with Mr. Mark Hall and North Point Development and the Southern Carolina Alliance, as well as the city of Hardeeville. And I always want to make a point that this partnership, because of Jasper County, does nothing alone. It takes a team of committed partners working together on common initiatives. Not only does the county work with both municipalities, the Southern Carolina Alliance, but also the governor's office, the Department of Commerce, the Department of Agriculture as well, on a weekly, sometimes daily basis, to negotiate these agreements that are acceptable to both parties to make these deals happen. Jasper County has been working with numerous national and international prospects in the automotive and aerospace sectors, some of whom are related to the Volvo and Hyundai plants. With our strategic location to both the Charleston and Savannah port, as well as I-95, Jasper County has been and will continue to lead our region in capital investment and job creation in the future. With a strong economic outlook comes great responsibility. With development comes stress on our environment, our waterways, creeks, rivers, our roads, our water and sewer, and even our air quality. One of the county's recent initiatives, Keep Jasper Beautiful, has been embraced by many. Our municipalities have been some of our biggest supporters as well. We currently have 1,980 volunteers. That's impressive. But this program is an enormous undertaking, which you can imagine, and this is spearheaded by our very own Miss Lynn Boyles with the Jasper County Soil and Water Conservation District. Lynn does a phenomenal job, and I'd like to recognize her and thank her at this time. Jasper County allocated last year $55,000 to support this initiative, as well as in 2023, grants totaling $35,000 were also awarded to Keep Jasper Beautiful. These funds together supported litter pickups, resulting in 40 tons of litter collected by the volunteers, 26 tons collected by litter crews throughout the county. That's an amazing number. Listen to some additional statistics. Over 5,530 volunteer hours, 17 Adopt-A-Highway groups, 2,600 students were introduced to the harmful effects of litter, as well as litter prevention through 8 education workshops, 7 community workshops reaching 525 citizens. Also, recently participating in a court-appointed community service program with ranges from 16 to 60 hours per person. Litter fines were written in excess of $10,000. Also, extensive marketing through billboard campaigns, social media, signage, brochures, and other materials to combat our litter challenges. We've also partnered with the Waste Management for hauling prevention, as well as Adopt-A-Highway program for Snake Road and 462 from Coolest Store to Highway 170. If anyone would like any information on our Adopt-A-Highway programs or volunteer, please reach out to myself or Miss Lynn at the Blue Haired Nature Center in Ridgeland. You know, growing up here, I've seen a lot of changes in my 52 years. Sun City, Margaritaville, Exit 8, Exit 3, our industrial parks, the auto mall with a Porsche and Land Rover dealership. But I could never imagine the impact that the Ridgeland-Claudine Airport expansion would have on our Low Country region. Before the expansion, this 2,200-foot community runway injected approximately $450,000 in our annual economy. But now with the new taxiway of 4,200 feet, a planned terminal, an airplane parking apron with Jetcraft fueling station, our airport, once completed, will have a nearly $10 million annual economic impact on our community. Also, we have the opportunity with the location of aeronautics companies and capital investment and job creation. The Ridgeland-Claudine Airport is one of the fastest airports on the East Coast. The airport's new fuel farm will be operational April 1st, as well as our new automatic weather observation station, also known as AWOS, will be operational May 1st. Our next phase is another runway extension totaling 5,300 feet, which will accommodate much larger jets such as UPS and FedEx fleets. Jasper County continues to invest in our community, with most recently completing the Farmers Mart renovation, a LEED certified market which our community reserves for social functions nearly every weekend of the year. Also, the Pratt Memorial Library is set to be completed by the end of 2025. Jasper County continues to invest in public safety, replacing our fire apparatus with 11 equipped Type 1 structural engines for a total investment of $9.6 million. And the average engine is 28 years old, so I would say it's definitely time. And I want to personally thank our County Administrator, Andrew Fulgham, and his staff for preparing that information for us, and tell him what a great job he does. So let's give him a We also are working on an intergovernmental agreement with Beaufort, Colleton, and Hampton counties on a regional jail. We have an IGA with the city of Hardeeville, who just provided an additional ambulance to better serve the citizens of Hardeeville. Thank you, Mayor Williams. We renewed the fire contract with the town of Ridgeland, as well as consolidated the Levy Fire District. We added 40 new lease vehicles last year and 2 more most recently in this fiscal year for our Sheriff's Department. Thank you, Sheriff Hipp, for what you and your men do.
Thank you.
We're also creating a new plan for a new fire station and senior center in Coosahatchee. Some people in this room may call that Coosawhatchee, but us local people call it Coosahatchee, just so you know where that's at. For those of you who travel Highway 462, you've noticed the new Marsh Cove Fire Station, which is now celebrating its 1-year anniversary this week. Jasper County has made significant investments in public safety from an emergency personnel standpoint, investing nearly $1.9 million for 9 additional paid positions in the Levy Fire Department, 10 paid positions in Tillman and Tarboro, 6 for Point South, 2 for Grays with 1 new county fire inspector, 6 EMS telecommunications staff positions. And listen to this, did you know for 2023, our county dispatch center fielded over 83,000 calls? Let that sink in, that's amazing. As well as they called out over 38,000 calls. So we need to, if you ever see our dispatchers, please pat them on the back and thank them for what they do, because they're our first line on emergency services when those calls come in. Those are incredible numbers, but the good news, our road signs, or stolen road signs, were down to only 20. So that's good news. We also added 5 additional sheriff personnel for our sheriff. We have I-95 Phase 1 beginning with resurfacing lanes and shoulders beginning late this year, and this project will begin at the Georgia state line, ending at Exit 8 for Phase 1, and then completing Phase 2 headed north towards Ridgeland. Our natural landscapes, hunting and fishing access, water views, and beautiful scenery has no competition on any other in the East Coast. Conservation partners have worked together to bring public lands to Jasper County and protect private land along with our precious waterways. Together over the past 3 years, the Open Space Institute and the Nature Conservancy has worked diligently in Jasper County by acquiring an impressive 12,000 acres, protecting 36 miles of river frontage known as the Slater Buckfield Preserve, which will ultimately be owned and managed by the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources as a wildlife management area for public use. Future generations will be able to hunt, fish, and enjoy the outdoors on these properties and waters between our own Corner Lake and Dawson boat landings. The Low Country Land Trust additionally worked with DNR to protect 974 acres and 3.5 miles of shoreline along the Savannah River to protect public access land as another WMA known as the Heritage Trust Preserve. Additionally, the Low Country Land Trust worked along with longtime Jasper County landowners, the Milbanks family, to protect 3,200 acres of Turkey Hill with a conservation easement. Just last month at Gregory Neck Plantation, TNC invested in its largest purchase in the state of South Carolina to date at $35 million. This acquisition helps protect over 4,400 acres at the headwaters of the Coosahatchee and Tulifinny rivers, including 13.5 miles of shoreline and over 2,000 acres of upland forest. This investment will be supported by the first in the landscape grant from the Department of Defense, totaling $6 million towards the conservation easement of the property. This easement will be held by the Open Land Trust and further supported by the state and county dollars and landowner donations so the property is permanently protected from development. Collectively, this collaborative effort represents over $100 million in direct investment in our county's natural resources and even more in property value. But we have plenty more work that needs to be done. In conclusion, your council has taken new steps for Jasper County to preserve and protect our natural resources, which is very near and dear to my heart and our council's. I'm proud to say that I led the initiative to encourage the creation of the U-Haul Broad River Task Force to research and report on the importance of protecting the Broad River Corridor and local natural waterways connecting as a result of the Chelsea South project that County Council denied last year. This group is comprised of members of the Coastal Conservation League, our Jasper County Soil and Water Conservation District, which we have Chairman Tommy Stanley with us today, Open Land Trust, community members, our municipalities, the Port Royal Sound Foundation, and the list goes on. There are many others. We must continue to support the initiatives such as these or our natural resources we have taken for granted for generations who have now realized and our new friends who have now realized how special Jasper County really is. You add these announcements to the Sergeant Jasper State Park located in Hardyville and you realize how many properties are being preserved for perpetuity and safe from development. Our challenges ahead are real, folks. Our roads have been failing for years, but rest assured the county and the municipalities as well are applying pressure to our state DOT and working with our delegation members to bring those tax dollars we need back from Columbia to the low country for our roads and bridges to be repaired. I'm honored to serve as the Jasper County Chairman, and I speak here today on the behalf of our council. I hope the information you heard today was informative, beneficial, and motivates you to participate in your county's government. Your county is strong because of you, the people, and we as a council are committed to making Jasper stronger. Thank you for allowing me to share my thoughts today. May God bless Jasper County and each of you. Thanks.
Well, thank you so much, Chairman Marty Sauls, and thank you for the town of Ridgeland Mayor Malfris, City of Hardyville Mayor Williams. Let's give them once again a round of applause. It is so great to come together and listen about the successes of each municipality and of course Jasper County. Without this, we will not know what is going on within our own community. So it is very formal and informative, excuse me. And it's great to know, again, need to be involved in all the meetings so you will know what is going on in each of your communities. So once again, thank you. So together we can make a difference. And today we have seen that. And we need to continue to build a vibrant and thriving community for generations to come. Thank you for your support, as once again I have said throughout this morning, and your dedication to Jasper County. Without each and every one of you, Jasper County is not who it is today. And we thank you. Let us continue to work together towards a brighter future for us all. Thank you, and you have a good day.